told you this last week. Now, I hope you were listening on the show last Monday because I should have pulled up the clip. I should have clipped it and put it up here. I didn't, but I'm just going to repeat what I said. There was a lot of talk inside that building over the last month about adding a quarterback, mainly due to, and Brian Kelly even alluded to this to some extent, mainly due to the fact that you just look at the team that you played first in the beginning of the year in Florida State. Look what happened. You're a rolled ankle away. You're a sore shoulder, dislocated shoulder away from a kid that hasn't thrown 15 passes in college football and Ricky Collins having to be your quarterback. Again, at worst, you could do a lot worse than a guy like AJ Swann being your backup. Now, does he come in here and push push Garrett? We'll see. We got a long way to go before that. I love the pickup. Now, can AJ Swann play? There's two things I'm going to say to this before we talk about the other two portal additions. Number one, in Mike Denbrock and Joe Sloan, I trust. I, hint, hint, wink, wink, have been told that a longer conversation between Brian Kelly and Clark Lee happened about AJ Swann, and I'm going to trust this offensive staff. Guys, they're the number one total offense in the country. Oh, well, we had Jane Daniels. I don't care. They have earned the right to tell me what they think about a portal quarterback. They've earned that right. Who am I to come out here and say that they're wrong? I'm not going to. Your QB room is better with AJ Swann and Garrett Nussmeier being in there. All right. It's not the only portal addition, not the only offensive player that they've gotten in the transfer portal either. Zavion Thomas, the wide receiver from Mississippi State. Now, let me just say one quick thing before we get to Carter Bryant. Zavion Thomas, without a shadow of a doubt, is Carter Bryant's favorite player on LSU. He's going to come out here and he's going to tell you that. But you know what else? And Carter Bryant will tell you this too. I was the one that put him on Zavion Thomas. Inside joke. He was the one who told me about him. Here's the biggest thing. Zavion Thomas in kick returns alone this year averaged 33.7 yards per return. Oh, by the way, had a kick return touchdown. He had 40 catches, 503 yards, and a touchdown. The touchdown numbers don't worry me at all. Mississippi State was a dumpster fire offensively, and this kid had rotten lemons and made the best lemonade that you can have. 503 receiving yards on that team and that offense that 1 week they're running 12 personnel under center, handing the ball off, to the next week they're trying to go back to the air raid. I mean, they're changing offensive systems more than I change underwear. I think Zavion Thomas not only more helps you in the punt return game, which you have not had, and quite honestly don't have to really worry about, the kick return game, because I think he's a hell of an addition to what you're going to have at receiver. I don't only like the pickup, I love the pickup. Love it. Maybe I'm the only one. Lastly, before we get to Carter Bryant, Jordan Gilbert, the safety from Texas A&M, who only played in 2 games this year, but had a really good 2022, had 61 tackles, 2 interceptions, 4 pass breakups in 2022 at Texas A&M, also transferred to LSU. Guys, he's a day 1 starter. He's better than anything you have in that room right now. Anything. So if you're going to ask me if I think that he's a good – I had people asking me if I thought he was a good pickup. No, I think he's a great pickup for you because he's better than anything you got in that room. Sage Ryan technically entered the portal. I wouldn't be surprised if we go out to practice tomorrow and Sage Ryan's not out there practicing. But adding a guy like Jordan Gilbert is a big deal. I think the kid can – my thought process about him, I think he's a little bit more athletic Jay Ward. A little bit bigger, more physical Jay Ward. The dude is rangy. He plays coverage really well. You can put him in man-to-man against a tight end. He's very physical. By the way, early this year had a half a sack. You can blitz him too. Dude's got high football IQ, high football awareness. Now, the last thing I'll say about the portal is this, because a lot of you are going to tell me, Blake, you are putting the rose-colored glasses on. This isn't enough. It's not enough. Are you watching what Ole Miss is doing? Do I believe that LSU is going to add other pieces in the portal? Yes. Do I think that they're done, even with signing day coming up on Wednesday in the high school ranks, maybe even at defensive line? No, I do not. Do I think that LSU is doing everything they can to get guys like Mason Smith and Mekhi Wingo to return? Yes, I do. 1,000%. But you're going to have to add more pieces, because if you're watching what Ole Miss is doing right now, they're going to be – guys, Ole Miss is Florida State. They're the diet version of exactly what Florida State did a year ago. You got to do a little bit better. But I will tell you, hold, because they're not done yet. What you don't know is what you don't know. All right? I think LSU will continue to add pieces. I think they're being very selective and picky on some pieces, and good on them. Because last year they tried to throw as much shit on the wall as they could to see what stuck. Denver Harris and Deuce Chestnut did not stick. The truth is, they were busts. They were busts. When Denver Harris committed to LSU on this show, which I even got a small little life threat. I said that I don't know if this kid's not going to be a bust. They are being selective on what they're doing and who they're going to get. I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. All right. Simper on YouTube with a $2 super chat says, how excited are we to see Nuss spin it with the ones? I'm very excited, Simper. Very excited.